Alright, boys and girls, we're in the garage here. We got some parts from Alaska, and we got some parts from Denali, the new plow, and the Grizzz Tek guards. So I don't know if anyone's seen the other general video that I did on the General Deluxe 2017. Essentially the parts are going to be the same for the Grizzz Tek guards. It's going to block this off from getting filled up with mud and having rocks and such sticks get up in your radiator and be spinning around in your electric cooling fan to destroy the radiator. So we're going to install those, show you what those look like. And on the XP versus the 17 Deluxe that I did, it actually has these guards, which guards all this stuff, and you know, pretty well fills up this whole area. But the one area that it doesn't do, that I got, is this battery box area. You can see there's a sizable amount of room for mud and sticks and rocks and all kinds of stuff you don't really want in by your battery. You can see there's, even after I cleaned it, there's still quite a bit of mud and garbage in there. I didn't clean it real well last time because it's starting to get quite cold here and I just didn't, so it needs to be cleaned. But the other one, the other General, the General Deluxe non-XP, comes with the radiator guards, battery box guard, and a fuel tank guard. Well, and this has that guard already. Basically the same thing that Grizzz Tek has, only made out of aluminum. It does the exact same thing. So if there's any thought that you're gonna go into mud, sticks, rocks, you wanna get these Grizzz Tek guards. I was really impressed with them on my dad's Deluxe. So that's why we ended up with them on the XP. So let's get them babies unwrapped and get them installed. They install exactly the same way. A little more of a pain in the butt on this one by the battery, just because of that other guard. But here's our box. So let's get it open and start installing. Like I said, it's going to be essentially the same parts, other than I went with blue to match mine, or fairly closely match. And then this is the battery box guard. You get your box of hardware. So I'll do a step-by-step. I'll get started, and as we go, I'll show you where everything's at. Battery box guard needs no tools. Basically just put it up in there and pop it into place. Clip a zip tie, reinstall a zip tie, and you need a 1/4 and 3/8 drill bit. I guess you don't have to use a battery operated drill, but it's gonna be the easiest way. However you want to drill a hole. 1/4 inch first and 3/8, and some nut zerts, PEM nut type things only made out of rubber. Go inside the plastic. It's a very simple product that really seems to help keep everything safe. So follow along here. So there's a guard up in there, one of them, be driver's side. So a quick and easy thing is just push this radiator hose out of the way, and when you slide it in, you'll kind of go up through, and these things are slightly flexible and seem to be quite strong. You can flex them wherever you need to. You're just going to get it kind of lined up with the bottom here so it looks decent. Drill your holes and then move it. Go to 3/8. Push in the PEM zerts, nut zerts, whatever you want to call them, and put the thumb screws in and done. That way you can take them off to wash the radiator out if you'd like. Okay, here's driver's side installed. As you can see, they hug back all the way in here. They don't obstruct the fan, they just keep stuff from being able to go into it, which you don't want nothing going in your fan and radiator. That's driver's side. These are the little thumb screws. I mean, they'll go as pretty much as tight as you want to take them. They'll pull that rubber in right on the back side of that plastic. It's a really good design. I like it. It stays out of the way of switching your winch Anything else you need to get at? But like I said, these things come right out, so if you want to get in there and clean it, you can. So when you put this thing in, I'll show that real quick. It's the easiest, like this. Take this thing from the top, like it's gonna go up through the A-arm. And voila, slide it in place. So your dip tube, this little cutout, has your, not dip tube, your front axle breather tube is right there, which is what this notch is cut out for. So you just gotta slide that in there, get her lined up, everything else fits like a charm. So drill the holes and install it, show you when it's done. There's the passenger side done. It's nice, it covers everything up. Like I said, everything's still wide open as far as the radiator and the fan, but things can't be thrown from the front tires or kicked up and go into it. This angle, my radiator looks kind of dirty, but I know it's not. So I dumped the box, makes it a little bit easier maybe. I'm almost thinking I'm gonna take the tire off of this. It's this XP with the extra guarding. There's a lot of stuff in the way. This guy here, look at the crap that's in there. That's your battery box right there. This new Grizzly guard is gonna mount up there and down here. Keep all this from getting filled up with mud and sticks. You can see I got grass hanging and everything else up in here. It's gonna all be covered up, which is gonna be nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the tire off because these 32s take up a little bit of room, and I don't think I can get in there very easy. It's gonna be a big fight. I think I'm just gonna pull the tire off it and go from there. Okay, tire's off. A lot more room. Let's get right up in here and see what needs to be done. So I'll get started and I'll show you what she looks like when it's done. Alright guys. That hole is covered. Kinda hard to tell, I guess, but you remember where the battery hole was? This was one big opening full of mud. It's all guarded now. No more mud getting up in there. Obviously, you can still get up that way, but you can't block everything. But at least it'll save the battery. It'll save that whole big compartment that was here from being all full of mud and rocks and sticks. Okay, so here's kind of the view from the battery box. Obviously, the battery is in here. You can see everything that's black there is that Grizzly guard. So before mud could come in, kind of hard to get a picture, but anyway, this whole area is completely open. So then this box, all the way to the front, could lay mud on top of the skid plate. As you can see, mud and dirt sits on the battery and everything else. So it's gonna be nice not having that. Plus the fact that it'll keep the cab warmer in the winter and less of that heat and dust and stuff from coming up underneath the seats in the summer.